These dunes are 200 plus feet. The sand's great. They're perfect for what we're doing.
This is a nice dune right here.
Josh Tengi and Rodney Stryker are sandboarders, which more or less explains itself.
That looks like fun.
They look a lot like snowboarders, but instead of mountains, they've got the Oregon dunes.
Oregon's a great state to do this in. It's not scorching hot. You got the ocean right here. It's beautiful. There's trees. Feels like I'm snowboarding in the middle of July, but there's no snow. There's no chairlifts. There's no lines to wait in. Man, that's the best sound at the end of a run. It's the sound of a buggy starting up.
A dune buggy is the closest thing you'll find to a sandboarding chairlift. And with a buggy, Josh and Rodney fit right in to a landscape dominated by ATV riders.
Honestly, I like to hike. I don't mind it, but let's face it, who wants to hike that 10 times, you know? For the most part, if you can't beat a buggy, it's like asking a skier or a snowboarder, why don't you hike instead of riding that chairlift?
A buggy also means that finding the perfect dune in this 80-mile sea of sand is just a matter of imagination. Out here, there's no shortage of possibilities.
If we can find something that's got a natural jump to it, that's going to be fun. The bigger, the steeper, the better.
The perfect dune to me is nice soft sand like we're riding today. And I like little knolls and maybe some cliffs.
All right.
Sandboarding is new on the scene, and no one can say for sure exactly where this all started, or who made the first real sandboard. In Rodney's case, it came about through curiosity and a little experimentation.
I went to a friend's birthday party, and he had an old water ski that he transformed into a sandboard. Just put polyurethane on the bottom, and we were just sledding down the hill, and from then on I was pretty much hooked.
It didn't start here in Florence. It kind of started all over the place, you know? Anywhere there's sand, 40, 50-year-old guys tell me, oh yeah, we used to slide down on cardboard. So the idea's been here for years, just that now that we came along with the technology that actually works and riders that can ride, it's snowballing. My sandboard's just like a snowboard, except the bottom's a little different. It's not P-Tex, it's called race base. It's a little different, it's kind of like Formica. We use a wax. We rub it on pretty much every run. You buff it in once you got your wax on, and when it feels slick, you take your run.
Sandboarders are building on 25 years of snowboard culture, and a lot of the best riders have taken tricks mastered on the mountain and just moved them to the dunes. Obviously, this is a sport that skews heavily to the under 30 set.
It's almost a mirror image to snowboarding, so if you're a really good snowboarder, you'll pick it up really, really quick.
There are a lot of great sandboarding dunes not far from Highway 101, making this accessible to a lot of people. And of course, there's no expensive lift ticket to buy. But to get to the big, steep dunes, you have to head into the backcountry. There's plenty of that out here, if you're willing to deal with the elements.
Woo! Sand's whipping!
After a day of sandboarding, you need a really good brush in the shower to get it all out of your hair, and maybe 2 showers. Your body kind of takes a beating from being sandblasted.
Whoa!
We don't really get bored because there's so much to do, so much potential, always new things to try.
There's a million people doing this, so, you know, not that it's bad, I have a blast with it. But out here, I can go out and do stuff that nobody's ever done, ever on the sand. So I can actually make a mark in history.
Josh teaches new recruits to the sport at Sandmaster Park near Florence. Here, sandboarders practice in a park that looks a lot like a mountain snowboard park, complete with ramps, rails, and jumps.
Yesterday, some guy came and he was like, man, I'm going to buy a board this time. And now he's going to be a sandboarder for the rest of his life.
Sandboarding gets the most attention at Honeyman State Park, right next to Oregon's largest campground. It's here where many tourists get a taste of how the locals like to play.
Most people, we freak them out, you know? I love doing that. I love going to some campground and where everybody's hiking the dunes, and we show up with our boards and we come ripping down. We're just like, what's going on? What is that?
Kids, of course, leap at the chance to do anything different, and at Honeyman, there were plenty following Josh and Rodney's lead.
I know that more and more people are doing it, and I know that more and more people are loving it. Every year we've been doing this, it just doubles its size. It's inspiring, and I just feel that I get to be part of history with this.